Do you know anything about the Christians in Dominica back in the 1850s?
Actually, the Christian family all originated in Antigua.
Ah.
Your great-grandfather was born in Dominica, but his father was born in Antigua. So there is the Antigua connection, you know, it's all originated in
George
Antigua.
James, my great-grandfather, his father was the one who was born in Antigua.
Right.
I see.
To understand George Christian's achievements, Moira needs to go back a further generation to another George Christian, her great-great-grandfather. George Sr. was originally from the island of Antigua. He came to work in the comparative wilderness of Dominica sometime in the mid-1800s.
Actually, your great-great-grandfather, when he came to Dominica, he was a teacher and did a lot of work in the communities.
I see.
Yes.
That is amazing.
And I think
Over and over, the more I find out, the more education is the theme that seems to run through. It is quite extraordinary.
Yes.
It seems that that is what led George James Christian eventually to Britain.
It seems that George Jr. benefited from his father's passion for education. But there's a mystery. Why did George Sr. leave the relatively rich island of Antigua for the poverty of Dominica? Despite its lush appearance, Dominica's steep volcanic slopes and dense rainforest make farming difficult.
I think life here, seemingly, is not very, very easy. It's the terrain itself is a challenge. The sheer steep mountainsides, how on earth one could have plantations here and actually cultivate them, I have no idea. And even the goats have, I would have thought, difficulty in clinging onto the side. Wings are definitely a help here.
In the mid-19th century, George Christian Sr. arrived on an island with little more than a few fishing villages. So Moira is going to meet historian Lennox Honeychurch to try and work out why George Sr. came here.
Hello there.
Hello there.
And welcome to
Lovely
Dominica.
to meet you.
Good,
Lennox
great.
Honeychurch.
That's right.
Lovely. Lovely to see you at last. Wonderful.
And welcome back home in a kind of a way.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. So what we're going to do is get on here and go down the coast.
Oh, okay.
And you'll be able to see a lovely spread of the island as we go down towards the south.
Now, my great-great-grandfather, the first George James Christian, would he have been a runaway slave? Would he have, is that why he would be here?
Yeah. No, by that time slavery was over. He would have arrived in Dominica after emancipation, after the freeing of the slaves in the 1830s.
So if it was so difficult, why on earth would people come to Dominica?
Well, you see what happens in a place like Antigua, all the land was owned by plantations. Post-emancipation, the whites really controlled things still, and there was very little room for the former slaves to build a new life for themselves. They were almost forced to work on the former plantations, even if for money rather than in slavery. But when people like your ancestors came to Dominica, there was lots of this land, little holdings and lots available, and so they were then able to have an added freedom of being able to be landholders.
I get you. I've got now. I understand the impulse, the impetus, the reasons
That's right.
for the movement.
What is remarkable about Moira's great-great-grandfather is that he managed to qualify as a teacher and leave Antigua just a few years after slavery ended in 1834. Moira is following the trail back to Antigua, 100 miles north of Dominica.